Hello everyone, I am here a little bit late, but finally here with my February wrap-up, all of the books that I read and reviewed in the month of February. This month I ended up reading a total of 7 books, which I'm really happy about, and in terms of challenges, one of my goals is to complete some series. So this month I managed to read 3 sequels, I reread the first book in another series, and I started 2 new series. So I mean, I am ahead, I'm getting there, but those 2 series is gonna bite me in the ass later on. Anyway, moving on to the books and starting out with my lowest rated book. With 1 star, we have Dreamhunter by Elizabeth Knox. In this world, there is this realm called the Place, and there dreams can be harvested and then brought back and shared with audiences. The main character, Laura, and her cousin Rose are about to attempt the try to see if they are able to enter the realm. Really interesting concept, but unfortunately it fell a bit flat for me. I did a full spoiler-free review of the novel if you want to know a little more in depth of my thoughts, but basically I had some issues with the writing style. I wasn't really a fan of it, and I didn't feel really any connection to any of the characters either. I was just kind of disappointed because I was expecting so much from this book, and for me it didn't live up to its potential. Coming in at 2 stars, we have The One by Kiera Cass. This is the 3rd book in the Selection series, and it's kind of like the end of the first part of the series. Then there's another part of the Selection series that follows some other characters. Now these books are really easy reads. I'm able to fly through them, but I think it was kind of too much of an easy read, or at least in the sense that the threat in the story didn't feel like a true threat until basically the climax of this book, and even then it felt out of place just because prior to that it felt like no threat at all. I just kind of wish that there was a little more tension and action throughout the book. As for the main character, America, she was kind of up and down with me. On one hand, I really did appreciate the fact that she stood by her beliefs, but on the other, she was like flip-flopping all over the place with her feelings and emotions and was getting a little bit frustrating. I also read the Clockwork Angel graphic novel by Cassandra, Clare, and this one I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. When I read the novel a few years ago, I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, but whilst I did enjoy this, I just didn't like the format quite as much. Having such a chunky book converted into a much smaller graphic novel, there are obviously things that are glossed over, things that are skipped and sped up, which I totally understand, but in reading this again, I didn't enjoy it quite as much as I did reading the novel. But like I mentioned, this was a reread. I'm hoping to continue on with the series, and before doing that I wanted to refresh my memory. So in retrospect, this was kind of the perfect way to do so because I was able to just kind of get the main points of the story. But if you guys aren't aware, this follows Tessa Gray as she is traveling to London, and as soon as she arrives, she is kidnapped and kind of thrust into London's downworld. And she's going to be married off to this mysterious character named the Magister, and then enter the Shadow Hunters. I also continued on with the Percy Jackson series with The Titan's Curse by Riordan. This one I gave about a 3.75 to 4 stars. These books are just so much fun, and I really enjoyed reading about Percy's next adventure in this story and the places he went. Like I've mentioned with the other ones though, I definitely would have enjoyed it a lot more had I been younger, but these are still just such fun reads. I also read In the Hand of the Goddess by Tamora. I gave this one 4 stars. I love these books so much. As I've said before, these are one of my childhood favorites. I just love the world, and Alana is such a fierce character. I love her so. One thing that I found really funny with this one, basically the last time I read books 2, 3, and 4 of this series was back in 2005 maybe, so it was a very long time ago, and my memory of the series has just been super muddled up. There was one instance that I thought was going to happen in book 2 or 3, and another event which I thought ended the entire series, so that was happening at the end of book 4. Both of these things happened in book 2, so I have no idea what is going to be going on in books 3 and 4 because I cannot remember them for the life of me. I also read Captive Prince by C.S. Pacat, and I got to meet the author as well this month, which was really awesome. So Damon is the rightful heir to the throne of Achelos, but his half-brother usurped him, took over the throne, told everybody in the kingdom that he had died, and instead sold him into slavery. So he is now the slave to Prince Riordan from another kingdom. I think I need to mention with this book as well some trigger warnings for rape, pedophilia, and physical abuse. There are some serious things that do happen in this book, but I really enjoyed reading this. I think this is a really good foundation book for the series. The way that things ended, you just know that things are going to take off and get really intense very fast. So I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this series. Hopefully I'm able to pick up the 2nd and 3rd book soon. The final book that I have to talk about is one that I'm kind of reconsidering my rating for, and I'll explain that in a second, but the book is My Sister Rosa by Justine Larbalestier. The main character Che and his family are moving to a new country, and his younger sister is a psychopath, but Che's parents seem to be totally oblivious to the fact that she is a psychopath despite all of the trouble and mischief that she has caused in the past. So Che has taken on the responsibility responsibility of kind of keeping her in line and making sure she doesn't do anything seriously destructive. So on Goodreads, I originally rated it 4.5 out of 5 stars, but the only reason why I did so was because I felt like this was a very slow burning book. The pace in the first half of the novel is quite slow, but things do really start to pick up. So that's the only reason why I took off half a star. But I keep thinking back to this book. I just really appreciate the characters. Che is one of the most realistic characters I've ever come across, and just the story itself, oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I might reconsider my rating and change it to 5 out of 5 stars because this was amazing. I will be doing a full spoiler-free review of this book as well, so you can look forward to that if you are curious about my thoughts on it. One thing as well, I know that a lot of you are interested in picking this book up, but it's only available in Australia at the moment. It's not going to be published in the US until I think November, and on the Book Depository it's currently sold out. So if you're interested, maybe put notifications on, or I'll see if I can find any Australian websites that do ship internationally, hopefully without ridiculous shipping costs. Yeah, this seems to be a bit hard to get at the moment if you're not in Australia. If you are in Australia, however, I suggest picking it up. It's really good. So those are all of the books that I read in the month of February, and I put up another 2 reviews this month. The first of which was The Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I finally did a review, and I will continue to do more reviews of the sequels as well. This book I rated a 3.5 out of 5 stars, so if you're curious about my thoughts, go and check it out. And the other book that I reviewed was Dreamhunter by Elizabeth Knox. As I mentioned, I had some problems with this, so I kind of discussed those and kind of explained why I didn't end up enjoying it as much as a lot of other people did. So if you're interested, you can check that out as well. Anyway, that is all that I have for this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time with my March TBR. Bye!